Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju12.
Welcome back, everybody, to Everybody Loves Juju12 Talk Soups. I'm your host, Juju, and it is Monday morning, February 23rd, 2026. Hope y'all are having a good morning. I know you guys had a huge storm on the East Coast. I feel for you while we're having 77 degrees weather in SoCal. Don't know how much longer you will have to endure all of that sucky weather. I don't know much longer, if we have any more rain coming our way. But for now, let's enjoy. Stay inside, get cozy. Few more days left before March and all the madness begins in hoops, not in the world as it is. As we know, the world is in a quandary, in a terrible situation. But the bright spot is that those of us who enjoy hoops have a chance to get away from it all for a moment. And right now, NCAA women's basketball is just a thing to be watching. Some great hoops on Sunday, great college day. I mean, amazing college day. Warming up for, again, another tournament season and run. And if you're here today with me on Everybody Loves Juju12 Talk Soup, you're here to discuss the Associated Press's rankings. And every week we take a look to see where our Trojans have landed or not. And we're here to talk about it. And me personally, rankings kind of, you can't put 100% into it because a lot of teams aren't playing quad one teams. A lot of teams haven't faced a lot of other teams in the rankings. So you take it with a grain of salt. But it kind of gives you an idea of where you're at, of where your team is, where your favorite team is. It kind of gives you an idea of it could give a team motivation to see, to be able to give them an idea of where they're, give them some momentum, give them the idea of where they can and cannot be ranked come the tournament seedings and things like that, which we're all going to be looking forward to, where they land in their brackets and who will they be playing, who do they got to go through. That's the most important thing, is your bracket, where you'll be playing, who you'll be playing, and things like that. Good morning, Groovy. What's up? Thank you for always being so faithful to me. I appreciate it. And if anybody watching on the replay, appreciate you as well. And you can make comments. And I love when you leave comments for me to read later. I appreciate that. I know that it could be a time where you're at work. Hopefully I caught you at your lunchtime if you're on the East Coast. And maybe you can listen in your earbuds while you work. So if you haven't seen the Associated Press today, I'll go over them. And if you want to talk about it, or if you disagree, I'd love to hear it all. Hear all of that. Okay, Bougie wants to be on the broadcast today. Say good morning. Say hi. Morning to everybody. Okay. So let's go. Let's start off with number one. You want to start off at the top? Why not? Number one, UConn in week 16. is number 1 at 29-0. Number 2, UCLA at 27-1 record is number 2. And I don't think that's going to change until we get into the tournament, unless they'd like to come to Galen and get a smackdown. We'll see. Galen, USC Trojans on March 1st. Be there, be square. Number 3, South Carolina, 27-2, holding on with just 2 losses. Number 4 is Texas, 26-3. Number 5, Vanderbilt at 25-3. Did anybody see Vanderbilt or even think that Vanderbilt would be in the 5th spot almost at the end of February? I don't think so. I don't think a lot of people even thought Vanderbilt. I thought Vanderbilt would be in the top 10. I did not see them in the top 5. I thought maybe LSU would be there. LSU at number 6, 26-4. Congratulations, they moved up 1 spot. Number 7, Oklahoma at 21-6. And here's where Oklahoma miraculously jumped up several spots. A lot was going on yesterday. Hold on, guys. Okay, let me get back to what we're doing here. Oklahoma, 21-6. They moved up 4 spots. So those, top 7 teams, maybe 8. Okay, I may, agree with. You thought they would have struggled more after Pierre dismissal. Oh, after Camille Pierre, right? Yeah. Hi, Chicago. We got a primetime game against Tennessee, and they're unranked. You're referring to LSU? What do you think about Tennessee with the absence of Janiah Barker? Do you think they played better without her? Or, she's the second leading scorer. I think one of her last games she had like 29. But hey, I'm all for it. If a coach has to establish their hold players accountable and their team rules broken or anything like that, you gotta put your foot down, whether you win or lose. It's like you cannot let a player control your program. So whatever was going on with that, and Janiah didn't travel with the team, and Tennessee went out and did their thing. I don't have anything to say about it with that. But it's kind of an embarrassment to me that all these African-American girls are going out in Tennessee acting a fool. But hey, number 8, Michigan went down 2 slots. Michigan was upset. Hey, Brazil, Michigan got upset. I knew it was coming, and I knew it was rightfully so that they should finally reach an upset. And then Iowa, they got a win. They made an upset. Iowa is kind of fickle to me. They're at number 9. They went up 4 slots. So that means they had dropped to 13 and got themselves right back in it in the 9th spot. It is so funny because it's like USC beat them, and I feel like, and we beat them handily. But it's so crazy because it's like it doesn't, none of the wins or upsets or with us doing that made much of a difference. We did get, I'll tell you at the end, we did get some top 25 votes, and rightfully so. Number 10, Louisville. They went down 2 spots. I think Louisville had lost this weekend. You guys can tell me. Chicago, you said Tennessee at 6. LSU with Ryan and Rebecca Lobo are calling the game. Okay, this is the next game. I'll read that in a second. You're getting ahead of me a little bit. Number 11, TCU. I think TCU barely won a game, but it was a great game. Right? Hey, ball for real, what's going on? Went up by 1. Duke down 3. Ohio State. Check this out. Ohio State is 23-5, and they're ranked 13th, and they dropped 3. So imagine if USC would have got that win yesterday. If they dropped 3 today already, and we beat them, they would have dropped even 3 more spots. So Ohio State, I feel like they are on the edge because I really feel like they're a top 16 team. Like I feel like USC, it truly is a top 16 team. Maryland, number 14. There's 2 Big Ten teams right there, smack in the middle. 3 Big Ten, 3 as a matter of fact, Big Ten teams right smack in the middle. Michigan State, 22-6. They went up 3 spots at 15. Kentucky, great game yesterday. They remained the same at 16. West Virginia, holding true. They went up 2. West Virginia is number 17. Number 18, Baylor dropped 3 because I think Baylor got beat by really badly by TCU. And they dropped 3 slots. Ole Miss. Where were you, Ole Miss? Where were you, Coach Yo and the Rebels? Why did you come to Colonial with that garbage, man? Like, you got walked right on out the gym, bro. Like, what is that? You in the SEC pretty long time now. You're not a new coach, and you still haven't figured out a way to sneak up and snag a win from South Carolina. I need to see a little bit more out of that Ole Miss program. 21-8. Texas Tech remains the same in the 20th spot. North Carolina, nobody talks about hanging in there, went up 1 spot to 21. And then Minnesota from the Big Ten went up 1. Minnesota's a little sneaky team. By the way, USC lost to them only by 1. And that was out without our one of our best players, Kennedy Smith, being out of the game. So I know we're a top 25 team, USC. Georgia, oh my mind. Number 1 went up 1. They're number 23. Alabama, 21-7. They went up 1. I know we're better than these teams. And Princeton. Now, others that have received votes, starting with 23 votes were given to Colorado, 18 were given to Fairfield, 12 were given to Tennessee Lady Vols, Columbia got 10, Rhode Island got 7, North Dakota, and that's a sneaky team, number 7, got 7 votes. Virginia, that's a great team. I've been checking out Virginia. They trying to. Virginia and I are and the Trojans are a dangerous team. Remember, I said that Villanova got 6 votes, and Southern Cal came in with 5 for the top 25. Rice got 4, Iowa State got 3, Syracuse got 2, Illinois got 2, Notre Dame got 1, and Washington got 1, and North Carolina State got 1. Now, we played Illinois, Notre Dame, Washington, and North Carolina State. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to read your comments, y'all. I'm interested in what you guys got to say this morning. Let's see what say you guys. Let's see. You got primetime game against Tennessee. I'll check it out, Chicago. Our conference is the best conference in the country. Why do you think that? Why do you think you guys are the best conference? What makes you guys the best conference? That's what I'd like to know. You're not number 1. You're not number 2 in the country. Is it by you have a certain amount of out of the top 25? Is it because you have a more in the top 25? Because when Big Ten goes through a week and we have more in the top 25 and from the Big Ten than SEC, does that make us better? What's your criteria to make y'all better, the best conference? I mean, what makes that better? I mean, I thought like who wins it all makes you the best conference. I don't know when you guys say it. I kind of know what you mean, but I don't necessarily agree with that. Because you don't have any player of the years out of your conference, like freshman of the year. Like, what makes you guys what constitutes that? And I know that should be a discussion because I know everyone is like, I hear it a lot, means more, this, and that. No. What is it? Tennessee at number 6, LSU with Ryan and Rebecca calling the game. Is that going to be today? Michaela was happy yesterday. Good. I wonder why. Peace. Jew in chat. Barker was considered top 5 potential going into UCLA last year. It's kind of crazy. She'll do fine in the pros if she can get along with her peers. I thought that Iowa should have been a number 8 because they just got a dominant win over Michigan. Okay, now we're talking, we're having a conversation. You know why I wouldn't do that to Iowa? Because Iowa, I watched them in person. And where they are is where they should be. 8 would be considered too high. They don't have enough on that team for me to be thinking that they are going to make anybody's Elite 8. Okay? I'm just telling you, for real, Chicago. I don't see it. And if you think it's an outlier or anything like that, that we beat them, no. We're a tough team. And I would be scared to play us. I would be scared to play. We can tweak some people's tweak some people's confidence, and they would show up to play because Jazzy and Kennedy show up to play every day in and day out. And Kara, she's going through. She still got it, but I think she's understanding that hey, she's a part of the scouting report. It's a matter of how we use Kara, and she has to be willing to be versatile and be willing to play the way that she's being played. Because say she get into pros, the size that she is, the shooting ability. If her shooting is off, what else do you bring? You have to find something else to bring and add to your team to keep you on that floor and to be effective, I guess. So shooters go into slumps, but is it a slump on the threes, or can you step in and get the midi, or can you post up, or can you be an effective rebounder? Can you get some assists? What's your defense look like? All good. Get GTSY. Don't know what that means. Texas Tech Pharaoh. Ole Miss didn't have a chance. They didn't. And I don't like it. It's embarrassing. I would say Ole Miss should be embarrassed, but I can't. I did. They have played too many games in a short amount of time. They're tired. Maybe that was it. Brazil. I was waiting for somebody to give me the answer to that. Farrell said SC is the best team in the SEC. What say you all? The Rebels should be embarrassed. They allow my Tigers, to come back 13 and didn't show up against South Carolina. Yeah, exactly, Chicago. Like, what's with that? The most common interesting part of the Rebels' loss to the Tigers is that the Tigers' defense forced them to be 0 of 17 from the field in the fourth quarter. 0 from 7. Wow. Little old short LSU did that. Cody McMahon was hell without a single basket. All her points came from free throw. What a defense job that Raven did. What a defensive job by Raven Johnson. Okay. And by the way, I think she should win that defensive player of the year. I believe is what you're going to say. Got you, Chicago. For the nation. You feel like Raven should be that for the nation. Got you. UCLA is fool's gold. We'll see, Farrell. Top SC teams will dog walk UCLA. We'll see. Texas Tech lost to Colorado this weekend when they led by double digits. And Colorado just got some points, got some they just got some votes this morning the way that we did. That was a crazy game in the Big 12. Okay, I'm glad somebody took a look at the Big 12. Good job, Chicago. I love that the UCLA fans don't give about SC, but that ass whooping last year got their fans a vendetta against us. Who do UCLA against us? Who's us? Who did UCLA get an ass whooping by? The Trojans and UConn. So, but for real, are you a Trojan? Oh, good to see you. Thank you. You bring your auntie up to speed. I appreciate that. Another pre-recorded stream is diabolical. Pre-recorded. Who's pre-recording? Nico, who's pre-recorded? This is pre-recorded. Not sure what that means. What you're meaning by that? No good morning. No hello. I can't even greet you and say welcome to the show. I shouldn't even have read it because you haven't subscribed. But anyway, moving forward, the top four remain the same. Right. He gone. Brazil said he gone. Someone hit the like button. My people say hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, because there's more to come. We're about to embark on a reckoning, should I say, with all the chitter chatter, with who's this and who's that and who's better and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all going to come to a head. And I don't want to hear no excuses, okay? I don't want to hear so-and-so got hurt. We was without this. Unless you got off a plane and your plane was delayed and you had no time to prepare or warm up, then I can hear you. But don't say, I don't want to hear anything when it comes to this SEC tournament or any of the Big 10 tournament, Big 12 tournament, Big East tournament, ACC tournament. Let the chips fall. Well, they may before the March Madness. I don't want to hear any excuses. Okay, so-and-so's hurt. Especially you, South Carolina, Pharaoh. I don't want to hear shit because you got too many McDonald's All-American because it's next man up with you. No damn excuses. I don't want to hear somebody was hurt, this and this and that. You the last one that should say anything when you go into the SEC tournament, okay? What's up, Miss D? Good morning. Who's winning the Big Ten? I mean, obviously it would, I mean, I would say UCLA. They won the regular season. They were crowned the regular season this weekend. Obviously, without Juju, I'm just saying, you already know what it is. Juju Watkins is not here with USC, so let them have their dreams. Last year, USC won the regular season. We got into the tournament and we lost by a couple of points in the Big Ten tournament. How about your Trojans with all of those McDonald's All-Americans? Well, how many do we have? How many are you counting? What are you talking about? We don't have that. What do we have? Who's a McDonald's All-American on our team right now this year, buddy? Who? Kennedy? Jazzy? We never had a 24-point lead. What are you talking about? Never had a 24-point lead. Oh, you talking about last year? No, buddy. No. Our road to that tournament was a lot easier than theirs. We just ran out of gas. But it was, you know what I'm saying? At last year, before that, I had never seen us for the last few years that Lindsay was there. I had never seen us get blown out like, you know, the way we did with UConn and UCLA this year. Never. So we never got dog walk. You guys got dog walk by the Big Ten. You got dog walk by UConn. Dog walk with 10 McDonald's All-Americans. Dog walk. And we beat both of them teams that you lost to. I'm never going to let you forget that. Ever. Until you recognize who we are. You can't, it's funny because there should be no conversation with us when we lost two of our McDonald's Americans and the best college basketball player in the country. And we're still in the game, in these games with people, except for the top four teams. And even South Carolina, you beat us by 17 in LA. 17. You're supposed to have done what UConn and UCLA did to us. You couldn't. The Trojans, we have legacy in the game, bro. We're a legacy team. So enjoy it all now, guys. Enjoy it all now. You didn't blow 17 points. Somebody told me that they consider that a blowout. I never considered 17 or 13 points a blowout. But if that's what you feel is a blowout, that'd be great, because that's all we'll need to do it to you guys. So that'd be great. But that wasn't no blowout, and you didn't even take the lead until the fourth quarter. And most of the time, that's all people can do is by the fourth quarter. You know, a newly constructed team, only one starter from last year. You give us no credit, none whatsoever, which tells me everything I need to know with how fearful you are of us. Thank you, Groovy. Thank you. Groovy. We have 3 McDonald America. I think he's talking about last year. He's going back into time. He's going back into time. It's so funny to me, because it's like, I know that we live rent free in people's heads. A legacy team, yeah, I think like Tennessee, UConn, Trojans. We have a legacy. The Trojans have the greatest of all time that have played in women's basketball, Cheryl Miller. We have the first Hall of Fame WNBA player to go into the Hall of Fame, Cynthia Cooper. We have 2 Trojans that have won 4 WNBA titles, 2. And 1 Trojan that has won 4 WNBA titles and 4 MVPs of the championship game in Cynthia Cooper. We have the first WNBA player draft. Hold on. I apologize. I'm going to go in the comments and let me read this. Hold on. Okay. We watch. No. Definition of it. So I can go on and on about the legacy to the Trojans. But when the Trojans play next year, and we have 3 number 1 recruits on the floor, Jazzy, Juju, and Sanaya Hall, we're gonna have. Thank you, Brazil. Oh, I always appreciate you coming through. Yeah, they gave that Jazzy two quick fouls, and she's a freshman. She probably was a little shaken up one by the fouls, which was one of them was really confusing to me. And confused her and those bright lights. But the Jazzy that you played in November is not the Jazzy that you're seeing today. Yesterday with 32 points, 50% shooting and field goals, 60-something% in 3-pointers, blocks, steals, leads and blocks and steals, has record-breaking, something that no freshman other than Cheryl Miller has done in Trojan history. Like I can't say enough about what we got going on, and we all know what the ACL tear has done and meant to us. And I think it also affected our portal transfers. I'm sure about that. Getting us a veteran post player. I do, and I don't mind. I love fighting on with the kids, the young women that we have. We have a great group of players and young women. I mean, my ceiling for us is the Sweet 16, and if we make that with what we have, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because I already know, we're gonna be in it. At the end of the day, we're gonna be in the mix, and we'll be able to have these conversations, and I can stick my chest out and get in a conversation with what's going on with you guys who've had way more time under your coach to develop your to build your program. But the fact that you guys are the fact that we're even in a conversation with you and that you're even flexing on us when we're not even at our full strength is hilarious to me. So, it's hilarious to me that it matters to you. It matters so much that you would take your time to type any of the things that you're saying in the comments. It's really funny. So with that being said, that's all I really want to say. I do notice, and I'm just going to focus on my, let me see what the net rankings. If you're curious about the net rankings, I think I did take a screenshot of that to go over it. The net rankings for NCAA March Madness, NET and WAB rankings update by the selection committee today read like this: UConn #1 in the net. Anybody disagree? Number 2 in the net is UCLA. Number 3 in the net is South Carolina. Number 4 in the net is Texas. Number 5 is LSU. Number 6 is Michigan. Number 7 is Vanderbilt. Number 8 is Minnesota. And notice Minnesota is high in the net rankings as compared to the AP because of what the net actually means. It's an evaluation tool that looks at who's playing well, who have they played, strength of schedule, who's playing well right now, Oh, when Juju Watkins, she said they're always at #1. Yeah, Juju did. I think she was talking about the seeding, right? Chicago. And we all know why, right? Okay, number 9 is Iowa, 10 is Duke, 11 is TCU, 12 is Louisville, 13 is Michigan State, 14 is Maryland, 15 is Oklahoma, 16 is Kentucky, 17 is Ohio State, 18 is North Carolina, 19 is West Virginia, Ole Miss is at 20, Southern Cal is at 21, Tennessee is at 22, North Carolina State is 23. I'll give one thing I'll give North Carolina State is the fact that they didn't duck any smoke. They tried to play everybody that they could, and that's why they're here where they are and not ranked as well as us, because we didn't duck any smoke. Okay, we played the top teams outside of Texas and LSU. So Oregon and Notre Dame. And the WAB is UCLA's #1, South Carolina 2, Texas 3, UConn 4, Iowa 5, Vanderbilt 6, Michigan 7, Ohio State 8, Louisville 9, LSU 10, Michigan State 11, Oklahoma 12, Duke 13, Maryland 14, TCU 15, West Virginia 16, Baylor 17, Minnesota 18, North Carolina 19, Ole Miss 20, Kentucky 21, Southern Cal 22, Alabama 23, Texas Tech 24, North Carolina 25. Duke should be #1. You got to work your way to number one. Connecticut is always the number one in the net. I don't think so. They didn't start off there, Hookem. They just kind of got there about a couple weeks ago. So, how does everybody look? I mean, how do you think the net and the AP and just what what you've been watching and women's hoops? Who do you guys still have? I want to see you guys, if you have the time, if you can type it in there. I want to see who you guys have in the Final Four. I really, really am curious. Is there anybody in the top four? Who is the top four? UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, and Texas. Do you guys believe that is the Final Four squad? How about I say it like that? And if you don't believe that's the Final Four, who should come down and who should be in? Do you guys think that is the Final Four for this year? UConn, UCLA, Gamecocks, or Texas? Is that the Final Four for you guys? I really want to hear from you guys. Is that your Final Four? Is that your Final Four? Jay said UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, and LSU. Ooh, I like that. Hot take. That's right, Jay. Okay, so Jay say this is the Final Four. After they go through the gauntlet, Jay said, and Jay's the only one bold enough to get up here and say this: UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, LSU. King Lion straight said UConn is the only lock for the Final Four potentially. Talk that talk. Now see, Jay, and this is no shade against you, Jay, because you know how stuff just always, nothing changes, same old, right? But King Lion, you know why I feel you on that take. I feel you on that take, but I think it would be impossible to see upsets with 3 teams. I think out of those 4 teams that are in the top 4, somebody getting upset. I would be shocked to see 3 of them, but I wouldn't be fully shocked, because what you in your thinking, 3 people are going to get upset, and UConn will stay there. But it's crazy because some people feel like UConn got a loss coming to them, and I only said that because of what if they get a 2 seed that is capable of beating those teams. That's what I agree. Hey, Jew, what's going on, Donovan? Tell me your top 4. I want to know what your Final Four looks like. And Jay said UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, LSU, which means Jay is not a believer of Texas. King Lion straight said the only one that they see remaining in the top 4, remaining that are in the top 4 now, that will go to the Final Four, is 1 team. And the only way, King Lion, that could happen is if the committee is really, truly fair when it comes to those damn brackets. Because I'm telling you, they want to see an SEC team in there. So for you to just say UConn, that would just blow their little theory up, because that was the worst Final Four I've ever seen in a long time. That UConn game was like, I don't even rewatch it. It was so blah. It was because it was never supposed to be that way. I want to see who ends up winning the SEC tournament, because if South Carolina does not win that conference, they're not 1 seed. So wait, they're going to win regular season, right, King Lion, right? And then, so you're saying it depends on if they win the SEC tournament, because that's going to be hell. That's going to be hell. Vanderbilt wants to come in and like make history. They're like, Oklahoma wants to make history. Texas wants their get back. LSU want to have something to say about it. And the Gamecocks damn sure want to have something to say about it. So whoever wins that will give them the 1 seed. If that's the case, I gotta watch the Big Ten. I got an SEC tournament. My Final Four is this. Okay, drum roll. UConn is definitely, UCLA, South Carolina comfortably, and then it's either Texas or LSU. So you're still a believer in Texas, and you're still a believer in LSU. So you got a lot of SEC teams in that Final Four. I've never seen anything like that. Somebody gotta can't make it. And I see people saying, Vandy, but they're not ready. I kind of feel like they're not ready to. But I feel you. I don't think that many SEC teams can make that, but we'll see. DC, I really want Vandy to get in the Final Four, but I don't think it's their time yet. Yeah, I don't think it's their time yet either. But you know, let me take a sip. It was said earlier in the chat, UCLA is fool's gold. And I want you guys to stop overlooking this team. They have all the ingredients. It's up to them. They have all the ingredients. They have a veteran core. They have the urgency to make history. And all the puffed up, most audacious, prideful teams that you all think that have a chance to win it. If UCLA wins it all, I don't want to hear nothing about who's the best conference. I don't want to, because right after that, USC going to be the one. But I don't want to hear nothing about the best conference. I want to hear nothing about them being fool's gold. I don't want to hear nothing about Corey Close or Lauren Betts is not this, and Kiki Rice is not that. Tiana Neepkins is not this. Gabriela Hawkins is not that. Angela Ducalis is not this or that. Charlize Ledger can't play. Nothing. I don't want to hear no excuses. Okay? Because I know what y'all are thinking. I totally get it. And I'm not defending it. I'm just saying. If they do, I don't want to hear no excuses. I'm not defending UCLA. I'm just telling you. Because we hate their guts. Telling me that they hate our guts just tells me nothing. Okay? It tells me nothing. Tells me nothing. No thing. Okay, because they have no championships here in LA. Except for the AIAW championship, which you guys would know nothing about. I actually watched as a kid. So UCLA is tough this season. If you know ball, you know they are stacked. But they got to go there and they got to do it. That's all I'm saying, Jay. That's all I'm saying. But they don't know because they don't watch. They don't watch. And they don't care. And they're on the, they got their region bias. And so they don't care. And that's why you get swept. That's why you get your ass kicked. Because you don't care. Bruins hate the Trojans. I need to charm the Trojans to prevent them from having a perfect season. I would love that, King Lion. I would love that. If Juju was here, I would give it to you. But I believe in my team, and I'm not backing down. The Bruins cannot have a perfect Big Ten season. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'll be there. I would love to do that for you guys. I would love to come up here and come back and say, okay, we did we did it. Anybody but the Bruins to win the championship at this point in the South Carolina GOAT said. They are the unproven. Only UConn and South Carolina have proven it. On senior night, we need a miracle in Jesus' name. I know, right? Anything can happen, y'all. I see some stuff yesterday. Y'all saw those upsets yesterday. Anything can happen, people. So don't you never know what Coach G got up her sleeve. You just never know. You never know what these girls. I like to take one game at a moment at a time, one game at a time. We got to play Penn State, and then we're going to get back on the plane, and then we're going to give ourselves some days before we go into our senior night and say goodbye to our seniors and say hello to get ready for the Big Ten tournament. Clemson punched, that was it. Clemson punched Duke in the mouth. Okay, boy? So anything can happen. Yes. But I was proud of Kennedy and the D the other day. Let me tell you, I didn't defend it the way I should have. If you, when Aisha came into my chat and said, I think she was trying to say Jelani was cooking Kennedy. But when I went back and watched the game before I fell asleep after halftime, Jelani was not cooking Kennedy. Okay. The refs helped Jelani out. Kennedy was right there all the way, every move she made, even fighting through moving screens from Limela, fighting through moving screen, blocking Jelani, staying with Jelani, you know, Jelani, scoring on Jelani. Ken Dog is one of the best defenders in the country at sophomore. You guys talk about Raven. I love Raven. Raven's a fifth-year senior. Kennedy is right there. So imagine Kennedy in 2 more years even. And Jelani is no slouch in her class. Jelani is the truth of her speed. I was talking to Jay yesterday, and her speed with the ball is unmatched. Her speed with the ball is unmatched. But Kennedy even adjusted how she was guarding her so she didn't have to pick up any fouls. Those bogus fouls. They should have let them play. Strong as Kennedy is, Jelani couldn't get through her. I think if you ask Jelani, because they're friends, if you they're in the same class. If you talk to Jelani would probably, we would ask her who's the toughest defender you've had on you, and Kennedy is going to be right there in the conversation. Okay, so thank you for saying that, because that D was yesterday was amazing. Okay, being 6'1", and what is Jay? What is Jelani? We were talking about there. She about my height, 5'9" or something. That's tough. A 6'1" guard forward running with you like that? No. UConn versus LSU will be fun. You want to see that? You want to see that like in the Final Four? Jelani is 5'7". Oh, please. Jelani is tough. She got hers for sure, but Jazzy, Kennedy, and Mendez made that game tough. Hell yeah. And if we would have had any of the point total that Kira and London averaged, that game was ours. That game was ours. The game was tough. It was gritty. For somebody like, that's why you can't really look at us like an unranked team. It's not fair, because really, if we're not any good, I know people certainly wouldn't want to play us in a tournament. You don't want to be, have us lined up with you in the tournament trying to get to the Sweet 16. They didn't allow the Trojans King Lion to play our basketball. They cheated for Ohio State. Thank you. If you can't see that, if you couldn't see that during that game, see, King Lion, you paid attention. You could totally see it. These phantom calls, ghost calls, and I know Kim wanted to she had tears in her eyes, because it was like, it's so frustrating when they do that. It's so frustrating when they do that, when it's so obvious that you're doing it instead of letting them play. It was so, Jazzy pulled down deep, even though she probably felt like the dehydration was coming. You could tell that she said, nope, I'm going to press past this. I'm going to get through this. And she went to another level. That kid went to another level in the fourth quarter. That kid, she might have had 16 in the fourth quarter. She went the hell off. Okay. If Kara could have turned up in the fourth just a little bit more, like, please, if she would have showed up in that fourth quarter, things would have looked totally different. And Ohio State knows it, because I know for sure that team got bailed out. Kennedy Cambridge, shout out to her. She and Level Up, they average about 8 to 9 points, right? They came out of that game with double figures. Kennedy Cambridge, shout out to her. She balled out. She gave them. She felt that she had a mismatch, is what it was. No, because Jazzy, Kennedy, and Kara were getting beat up on those drives, but they breathed on them wrong, and it was a foul. Y'all read that? Y'all see that? And anybody, see, this is what I'm talking about. I need real ball knowers, watchers in my chat. Because I said, damn, Kennedy looked at Jelani, and there was a foul. At one point, something happened, and I meant to bring it to you guys. I think because Kiara went like this, and she just kind of went like that, and Jelani was already flew by, and we just thought like, okay, she flew by, and they called a foul. We were like, wait, what? It looked like as soon as Kennedy came up into her chest, the way you play D, so that she could slide through like we always do with every other team, to get through the screen, it was a foul. She looked at Jelani wrong, and it was foul. And I was like, Jelani, really? You got a whistle like that, bro? Come on. Because she took, Kennedy got 3 fouls. Blocks in that game, clean blocks. Like, get the fuck out of here with this. You 5'7", I'm 6'1", you're not. And then I was watching her run down the court. Kim was like next to her. It's really hard. You running, you side by side because at some point Jelani has the curve to go up. Kim Dog's right there, making her miss. If there wasn't nobody like, if she scored, it might have been scored a couple on her, but on somebody else, or Ken's got screened off, or Ken shot the ball because she was going, and then she's going in the other direction. That was about it. She got a lot of scores. She got a lot of points off of Jazz, but Ken had to sit down because she got the fouls, couple of fouls early, which were bogus. If they would have allowed us to just play straight up hoops with Ohio State and only call obvious fouls, obvious ones. Okay, not these touch and these breathing fouls. That game is ours. That game is ours. So let me see. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. So we got 5 votes for Jay. We got 5 votes to be in the top 25. They got people like Princeton and Alabama, some teams in there that is like, if they earned it, fine, but nah, they wouldn't beat us. We're gonna see them in the Big Ten tourney in Indiana, no sweat. I'm curious as to who is going to be in the Big Ten tourney. Should we play? Who would you like to get back? I think you said you wanted to get back Minnesota. Mondo is now or never for UCLA unless they have the best portal incoming off season. It's now or never. It's now or never. And it's just the fact that they've been together so long, Mondo. That's what I was saying. They've been together so long. It's now or never. It's now or never. They got these seniors out there, some 5 years, some 6 years. They've been together all this time. You have what you need to do it, to win it all. I mean, yeah, you said that's what you said. You want your leg back from Minnesota and Oregon. I don't know if Oregon is gonna make it. Yeah, I feel you, Jay. I want to play some of the teams that I didn't play when that we lost to without Kennedy. Everybody else is like, you in the way. We need to stack a win to get the 7 seed, lock in bracketology. Yes, sir. Yeah, Mondo. How you been, Mondo? What's going on? Like, you haven't visited my chat in a while. Can I get a like from you? You haven't come through in a while. Anybody in this chat that's watching at this moment, give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 in my subscription. I'm gonna put up a different ticker tape for the next game, for the next time I come up. Yeah, I think our next game we are playing is Penn State, but I think they were telling me, you guys, let me tell you who's playing. I'm going to go to the ESPN, tell you who's playing this week, because everybody's like all discombobulated as to what's next. Okay, thank you, D's Place. Now I'll try to connect it to Instagram next time. Everybody else is like, yeah, let's see. Okay, so Monday, February 23rd, I'm just going to read off the top 25 teams. I think that's all they're going to show me. Today, Baylor plays Kansas State. Hey, Yolanda. How you been? Honduras. Wow. Okay, but you're in the military, right? What's going on out there in Guadalajara? Is Honduras near Guadalajara? I know they said it was Puerto Vallarta, but really it's Guadalajara with the cartel situation. Be safe out there. Stay safe, okay? And please let me know how you're doing and come back and check in as much as you can when I'm on live, or even leave a comment. Let the fam know that you're good. Georgia and Auburn play today. Now, I don't know, it didn't show me any other non-top 25s. Tuesday, I don't see anybody playing Tuesday that you all would be interested in. Wednesday, we have Tennessee, LSU. I think, yeah, you're in the military duty. Thanks for your love. For sure. Thank you for serving. Thank you for your service. And thank you for stopping by here at my channel. I appreciate that. Tennessee, LSU. This is what somebody was talking about earlier in the chat. You were telling me about this, Chicago. You want me to watch this? The 26th at 3 p.m. Ole Miss plays Florida. Shit, Ole Miss might have a problem with goddamn Florida. Georgetown, UConn. Kentucky, Auburn. Missouri, South Carolina. Yes, it's hectic over there, but I'm just praying to get home. Me too. Yeah. Prayers up. Prayers up. I don't know what's that's crazy dangerous. Wow. Do you know when you're going to be heading home? Or you don't really know, huh? My whole family, dad and uncles and grandfather, and my brothers, everybody's in the military. So I know that's a way to, I give a like. I always creeping and listening. Thanks, but you don't have to creep, bro. You come right on in. Tell the chat who is your team. Who is your team? They don't know you. Introduce yourself and tell them who your team is, Mondo, and the battles that we've had. I can't believe you haven't come out and said, what's up? That's crazy. Like, what did I do? Florida State plays Duke. Georgia plays Texas. Louisville plays Georgia Tech. Arkansas, Oklahoma. North Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, Vanderbilt, and Illinois plays Iowa. Jay, what day? Oh, Farrell's, that's right. I mean, Mondo, I figured that was the UConn fan. And don't be ashamed. Come in here and flex your muscle. You never won in the country. I don't know why that's cool when they beat your ass, but you got a problem with us. What the hell do you got a problem with the Trojans for? When they stop you from getting the championship and just beat you for no reason. Before that, I have some new people in here, Mondo. That's why. Saturday, he be in here, Mondo. He be in here like sometimes he okay with it. As long as I don't make him feel that the Trojans, which I don't say anything, and if I did, who cares? It's my channel. I can say what I want. The Trojans are the shit. He come in here like Trojans ain't shit. Trojans this. I'm like, oh my goodness. Taj Roberts is hurt. What's her injury? Ooh. Taj Roberts from Louisville. The reason Virginia upset. Oh, she only played 4 minutes. No wonder. Tigers are fighting to secure a rematch for South Carolina. I hope so. I thought like 1 month with all this stuff going on, I just don't know. Like this makes me want to get out of, but I'm halfway to the 20-year mark. Hang in there, Yolanda. If you get to that 20-year mark, my dad did the same thing with the Vietnam War, and then he had to make it up in years later through what is that? Not reserve. What is that? Not reserves. It's something else that you can do in the military when you're out. Because he had served 3 terms in Nam, and he was already like 33, 4, 5, 6 years old. He was like, I can't go back. He already did Vietnam War as a young man. So he was like, I can't do this no more. So Saturday, Maryland and Michigan. Jay, we got to see that one. Oh, no, Saturday, I told you what I got to do. And then Princeton and Harvard. So let me see when the Trojans play. I'll be in here, Mondo be in there messing with me with my messing with me, kicking me when I'm down like this. But I love my Trojans. They just play fun basketball, good to watch, good to look at. So we play Wednesday, the 25th, Penn State. Keobi Miller would love to. Yeah, I know. Listen, Yolanda. if you really have applied and you really are leaving after 20, just like me when I had to make the decision to retire early while I was caring for my mom, it's going to be the best thing. Pray about it, and it's going to be the best thing for you. I hate that military. I mean, 20 years is a good amount of time. And I think you get a lot of benefits that are coming to you, but that you can take with you. But yeah, it's crazy times right now. I don't know what your president is going to get you into with the military. That's why I was like, mm-mm. So I guess that opens up a can of worms. Who could potentially win the ACC? South Carolina winning the SEC, UCLA winning the Big Ten, Duke winning the ACC, and Texas Tech winning the Big 12. I would think Louisville got something to say about that, but they're telling me you said Taj is injured. Jay, did Taj play for Country Day with Jada and Bray Cunningham? Taj Roberts? Is that the Taj Roberts? I got my SEC rematch of Texas versus LSU for the third time. I think that's going to be a must-watch TV. Oh, that was? Oh, wow, that was her. Oh, wow, that's Taj. I didn't know that. Okay, I saw that last night. Oh, wow, I didn't know that was Taj that went over there. Okay. Louisville. Who is number one in? I got Texas A&M as a sleeper Jew. Texas with A&M D only won 1 or 2 games, right, guys? Texas A&M. Huh. Okay. ACC. Big Ten championship. I have UCLA versus Iowa. I don't believe in Iowa like that. I think you're overlooking a lot of teams. We have a lot of teams that could be in the finals. King Lion. But I respect what you're saying. You're bold enough to give it, But Iowa, we got Maryland, Michigan State, Minnesota, us, Ohio State. A lot of people that can be in the finals with UCLA if UCLA don't fool around and mess around and get knocked off early of the Big Ten championship. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna hold that to you. You remind me because you let me know if Iowa's in it. I also have TCU winning the Big 12 versus Colorado. If Colorado can come out of the top 25 and be in it, damn sure we can do it, King Lion, because Colorado got some votes today. I don't believe in Iowa either. I have UCLA and Michigan or Ohio State. I like King Lion for the bold take though. That was a bold take. I don't know what you see in Iowa that would make Ava Hayden, Chit Chat, Hannah Stokey, what like that, like who else is on Iowa that I have? Strimlow. What else you got that will make them get to the finals? That's crazy. Okay. Because I don't even think we went. Iowa went nowhere near that last year. We had to play Indiana, Maryland, and Indiana, Michigan, and UCLA, and then UCLA played spanked Ohio State, and sat down and crossed their legs and had rest, and they beat I can't remember the other team they beat before they came to see us. They were kicking it on the bench, chewing gum and laughing, while we up here going through a gauntlet. So that's gonna be funny if Keyline is the guru. I'm gonna have to come back to Keyline on that one. If Iowa gets in that and is actually in the finals of our Big Ten, I'm gonna be like, wow, you got a crystal ball, bro. I think Ohio State is a sleeper to win the whole conference. Oh hell no, not the way they were playing us yesterday. You should have been stopping us. That ain't it. Gamecocks winning their 10th SEC title in the last 12 years. 4P MVP being Ocott. Okay, that's your call right there. If I was a fan of the SEC and all I kept hearing is you thinking that they're gonna win it all, I would be so pissed right there. I would just be like sick of it. Like last year it was Nebraska and Ohio State. Last year, UCLA played Nebraska. Nebraska. That's what it was. Yeah, and Ohio State. Okay. Iowa's interesting team that can upset teams, but they can lose to bad teams. Interesting. Bad teams? Okay. Yeah, I feel you, Misty. They're an interesting team for sure. I think it's all about how they match up. I have Michaela Williams winning the conference. I think they're the best team, and I think they won't make the same mistake they made the first time on the 14th. By the way, who can guard Tessa? Bella? By the way, who could guard Medina Ocott? I think she can be guarded. LSU can't guard Tessa Johnson. Farrell said. It seemed like she got shut down that second half to me. I think they're going to beat South Carolina by 5, and I think they're going to beat Texas by 4. If they do, I want to shut that. I want them to do it and shut the mouths of those two teams for real, so that people can stop trying to, crown over there who's what and where before it happens, because it's too close. It's too close to me for me to be able to say that this is going to happen. Like South Carolina, you are the SEC, the best. I can't even say that. There's so much going on over there, but they're the closest damn thing to be in it, barely. I think the SEC championship will be Texas versus LSU. Okay, Big 12, Baylor doesn't seem to be as great as I thought they were, so I think that CU versus Texas Tech will be the Big 12. Whoa, King Lion. CU, who's that? Colorado? Who? Dang, King Lion, you just came out the blue. You didn't even say Iowa State. You didn't say none. Damn. The SEC runs through SC. Okay, Farrell said the SEC. Juju was my opinion on TCU. I think TCU is a tough team. I think that they could win the Big 12, right? They're in the Big 12. I think TCU has a chance at the Big 12. I think you got a pro on there. You got some pieces over there at TCU that should be on the top. Will be on the top of the big. That's what I think. We'll be on the top of the Big 12. I like to listen to everyone hype their favorite team and down talk. No one's down talk UConn though. I haven't heard that here. We just sit back and make a FF after FF, just handle our business without. That's how UCLA is. That's why UCLA and UConn are where they are, because they just sit back and watch all this conversation of everybody hyping up, and I just be laughing at y'all. I'm like, y'all just keep on or underestimating UCLA. You don't believe in them. You underestimate UConn. You talk about UConn's schedule, and it's going to be very well those two in the finals. That's what I'd be laughing about. Yeah, Olivia's more show than go. I don't know. Olivia busted 40 points on a team the other night, Big D. So I don't know how she more show than go. You don't bust 40 on a team and be all show than go. Donovan said that TCU is as strong as Miles and Suarez takes them. Okay. I think Texas is the number 1 team in the country. Hook 'em, stand by it. Stand by it. I think Texas will win the conference outright versus Oklahoma. I thought South Carolina was going to win that outright. Yeah, that's all it took. D, she got hot in the last. She got hot in the last quarter. That's all it takes. She's a point guard. She's not supposed to be their leading scorer. So she did what the team needed her to do. The Bruins are not a good basketball team. I haven't heard much from TCU this year. Oklahoma, TCU just lost to Colorado, Jay said. Ever since HBL left. No, she wasn't a star. TCU versus Baylor in the Big 12 championship. I think Baylor get it done in the third time around. Okay. Wow. So we got some stuff to watch. We got some stuff to watch, guys. Because the fact that I got so many different opinions. South Carolina, y'all. Phil says South Carolina runs the SEC. So if you're an SEC fan in here, if you're a Texas fan, an LSU fan, maybe I might have a Vandy fan in here. Or how do you stand for the South Carolina fans telling you that to your face that South Carolina runs the SEC? How does that make you feel? Because I know if somebody told me that runs and not just this year, that they just think that UCLA runs it, I would just be like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? As South Carolina has LSU numbers, I think Clemson wins the ACC. Whoa. Damn, Clemson. They're not even ranked. D said, tell Mondo I said AZ can put it on a clinic as long as Juju isn't on the floor. Someone from my chat said to tell you, Mondo, that AZ can put on a clinic as long as Juju isn't on the floor. Because when Juju's on the floor, AZ goes non-existent. AZ slow-footed. AZ don't want none of Juju. They don't want none. You guys are funny. I know, CJ. I don't know. Somebody said Clemson and started laughing. South Carolina gotta approve it. Yeah, South Carolina gotta approve it. They have to prove it. All of them. I don't know. When it comes to the SEC, it's so many things that can happen in that particular tournament that it's going to be really exciting to watch because it could go either way, you guys. The only thing you can do is stay true to your team. Tell me in the chat, like, if you're LSU, you got LSU. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you got, that's all you can do. Because I as much as I think that South Carolina has experience to know how to go through a tournament and win, when I saw them lose to Kentucky that year with Ryan Howard, I was blown away. I was like, what the hell was that? Oh, South Carolina, they haven't played. Wait a minute, they haven't played Kentucky? Oh, yeah. Now we talking. Thank you, Hookem. Thank you. SC has lost one con game, and how many has Texas lost? So SC's lost only one conference game to Oklahoma, right? And then Texas has lost how many conference games, guys? That's what Yolanda's saying. Oh, Kentucky is their last game. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. Miss D. Texas got 3 losses, y'all. But even though they may have 3 losses, what does that actually mean to you? Because the tournament is like 0-0, right? You come into the tournament 0-0. And so you just go toe-to-toe, head-to-head. And so it doesn't matter. Like, if you had 6 losses, you can beat somebody. 70. Because remember, that's what Kentucky did to South Carolina to win it all that day. 71, 79, Kentucky. Ooh, hot take. Whoo. Look at what Chicago got Kentucky over South Carolina. Is that what you're saying? Wait, Longhorns already had beaten South Carolina. Yeah, they did. I saw it when I was in Vegas. That's a good point. Farrell said they're not a good road team. That might, that's a good point. That might be true. And you like Texas as well? Yeah, Texas kind of shocked me this year because when I saw them in November, I thought that they was going to hold down the S. I ain't going to lie. I thought they was going to hold down, not by like dominate, the SEC, but I thought they could beat anybody. And I don't know what happened over there. South Carolina would not be playing for anything when they go to Kentucky. It doesn't matter. You can't lose. What to mean? I don't know what that means. RC said SC was fortunate enough to play top games at home. That makes a point to me. I totally feel like that makes a point. When people, especially in the SEC and elsewhere, it's like when you play at home, it's like the refs are like giving you the whistle. Texas is not beating a healthy South Carolina. Moving forward, they need one more win to get the bye for SC tournament. What if it's a close game, Jay? Who do you give it to? Who's got the discipline and the composure and the poise between Texas and South Carolina? They need one more win to get a bye for the SEC tournament. Miss D's telling you right now, this is the way it is. They need one more. But they got to go through Kentucky. And Kentucky has a way of like shocking people. South Carolina by 3. Yeah, something like that, by 3. Like I don't see them like blowing them out. I see something like by 3, like that. Texas foes every year. Vic already said his team is a bunch of pussyfoots. Yeah, he act like he got a block when it comes to coaching against Don. Like he need to just stop. Like however she got in his head, he need to get over it. See, now this is what I'm talking about. Farrell thinks that the Gamecocks will blow out Kentucky by 15. Chicago, you were saying you had your team over SC and they beat your favorite team. So stop the cap. Stop the cap, Chicago. Why did I miss? What did I miss? Someone say something about AZ. Yes. I'm looking at my other chat. I have because he can't get on. He said AZ something. What did he say to tell you? Tell Mondo I said AZ can put a clinic on as long as Juju isn't on the floor. We're going to find out what teams are truly like away from home. Me too. That's what I'm saying, RC. Because all this home, winning and all that, it's like, it's so obvious. It's so obvious that you can't win on the road. Oklahoma's already beaten out South Carolina. I've got Kentucky beating Carolina by 15. Damn, hook 'em, 15? 15? You think Claire Strag, Tony Morgan, Tiana Key, I can't remember the other two, got enough to beat South Carolina by 15? Yeah, we heavily favored over Kentucky. If they lose to Kentucky, they would only have 2 losses in the regular game conference. They win the regular season SEC championship. They got to win that big. I see what you're saying, Ms. D. We have a problem on the road, a tough environment in Greenwood, South Carolina. That's an even site. Sort of. It's not really an even site. It favors South Carolina. Jew, our team plays better on the road. And you know what, Jay? Here's my theory. You want to know why Trojans play better on the road? Because I think you can control those young players' eating habits. They got a regular schedule. We can monitor their hydration. We can monitor sleep. We probably have a curfew for them to be in the room. Like, we're more responsible for them as opposed to being at home, going to class. I mean, not to say they're not going to class because they're doing classwork and online classes, but we're giving them regular meals and making sure that they're eating properly and testing them and making sure they're inside getting their rest. And I think that was my theory as far as like why we play better on the road. Ms. D, they're not losing to Kentucky, Farrell said. I know, Farrell, that was some chat. That was someone in the chat. Kenny will have Kentucky ready. That's what I'm thinking, RC. Well, LSU went into BR and won against the crowd on the refs. They went into the PMAC and won on the road. And who's BR but went into the PMAC and won on the road? So who said SC can't win on the road? I mean, they lost some on the road. Don't get it twisted. They lost on the road in Vegas. They lost on the road at Oklahoma. But then they won on the road as well. SC also went to Texas A&M and almost lost to Oklahoma. Is the officiating did not want South Carolina to win, they would have fouled out all their players. They damn near did. They fouled out Joyce. Ocott was next. South Carolina went to Texas A&M and should have lost